know the link between our hearts will never die. Hand in hand marching, you're right by my side. We'll find a peace-laden future in time. Bond that builds a bridge between us both, Ultraman X. I am surprised how quickly we finished this season.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 22 episodes in a movie.
Yeah. No, like, I'm gonna be honest, Rube felt longer, even though it's only one video longer because it's 25 episodes. Still, it's like, wow, did we really finish an entire season so quickly? Wow,
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Hello, this isn't even the shortest Ultraman series.
That's true. There's some 12 episode ones, like the Australian ones.
Yeah, Ultraman Great, Ultraman Powered, Ultraman Neos, Ultra 7X.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You know what's funny is how like the shortest season of Kamen Rider is 24 episodes. Yeah, so that's twice as long. But the longest is 98 plus 3 movies, which we're reviewing right now. By now, I mean yesterday.
Whereas the longest Ultraman series had 65 episods and 3 movies.
Yes, it's Cosmos. I know this one. It's Cosmos and 4 movies.
Yeah, the blue guy.
Yeah, see, I actually know this one because I have a DVD. I haven't watched it yet, but I know the DVD.
Yeah, I need to watch Cosmos too. It's one of the few Ultraman series I haven't seen yet, but I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah. So, I can't believe it. We're actually like almost done with this season. All that's left is to do this movie, and we're done with it.
Yep.
And yes, we did decide on what we're doing next, and it is in fact the original, which is the second season, but it's still the original.
Yes. The first one to feature an Ultraman, that is.
Yes. Yeah, so we went from Kamen Rider X and Ultraman X from Kamen Rider Classic and Ultraman Classic. Yeah, watch. Next we're gonna have like Kamen Rider O's with Ultraman Orb. Because they both have a ring.
I guess.
Yeah.
Although the one who uses metals is Ultraman Z.
That's true.
And he has a dual disc. I mean, come on. Z's transformation device looks like a dual disc.
Yeah, it's like Tiga. You're a third-rate Ultra with a fourth-rate Z-beam. And it works because Wayne Grayson plays Tiga.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tiga, we have a workaround for this movie because, Johnny's Closet.
Yeah, because they just won't let Hiroshi Nagano out in public.
Nope. And just so that we don't lose our place in this world, we are here to discuss Ultraman X the movie. Here comes our Ultraman. Not to be confused with their Ultraman, the one with Wade Grayson and whatnot.
Yeah. Which, admittedly, was my introduction to Ultraman as a kid, was the Tiga dub.
Yeah. I'm not hating on the Tiga dub because, having like watched Ultraman Tiga last year with you, with the whole like watching both the dub and the sub at the same time, it's like I've learned to appreciate the Tiga dub. It's like, it was bad, but it's fun because it's bad. As opposed to Fighting Food on School, which has the laziest theme song.
Yeah. But and plus, the opening theme obviously isn't as good as Take Me Higher, but the larger than life Ultraman song is pretty good.
Honestly, I like A Larger Than Life. It was one of my favorites, actually.
Mine too, because when I was a kid, I always look forward to hearing that song.
Yeah, I love that song. It's just it ain't Wild Force.
Oh yeah, Wild Force is one of my favorite Power Ranger openings.
Yeah. I mean, Wild Force isn't my favorite opening, but Wild Force was midway through its run when Fox Box became a thing.
Yeah.
September 14th, if I recall. 2002.
Yeah, it was September-ish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Hold on, when did Fox Box first air? Because I remember they made a huge deal about it.
I do too.
Yeah, and I was like, September 14th, 2002. Incidentally, it's also the very first birth date pulled in the 1969 Vietnam draft lotto.
I see.
Yeah, so, Fox Box would definitely have to be in the front lines in Vietnam if it was around back then. Yeah, sorry.
Tiga's going to Vietnam.
Yeah, Tiga's going to Vietnam. Fortunately, I would be too because I know what number my birth date is, and I'm like, maybe Woodstock isn't worth the effort. Yeah. But yeah. But then again, even if I just use the excuse of me being undocumented, it's like, okay, but where are you undocumented from? Wait a minute. You speak the language of our worst enemies at this point in time. You're a spy, aren't you? I'm like, oh, jeez. No, Cold War is a witch. Will Irma Tarani, Claridane, and the Halen.
Yeah.
See, that was a good show. But yeah. Never watched season 2 though. Season 1 was way better than Winx Club. But yeah, no. Honestly, as much as we love to rag on 4Kids and their dubs, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only 4Kids theme song I never liked was actually the Fighting Foodons theme song. I mean, like Kirby's catchy, One Piece, say what you will, still catchy. Let's see. Ultimate Muscle, where we're in this federation, we monitor the situation with heroes of different nations, only broadcast on the station.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, as I said before, 5Ds is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh season.
Yeah.
I have not seen very much of the dub, but I will admit I do like the 4Kids opening theme.
Oh yeah, going fast makes me feel alive. My heart beats in hyperdrive. But yeah, honestly, the one thing I hate about the 4Kids dub of 5Ds is the fact that they skipped a few arcs.
This is why you should watch it subbed.
Yeah, or at least carefully coordinate which episodes are missing so you could switch to the sub while watching the dub.
I guess.
Or buy out the rights to the English dub of the series and then force the voice actors to record the missing episodes in your closet.
I guess.
I mean, that's what Tiga did.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this movie takes place after the events of the TV show, and it makes a point of it by spending the entire first 6 minutes of the movie just recapping the entire TV show. I would say that every season's movie does this, like Blazar vaguely did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rube did.
I don't think it did.
No. Sorry, I wouldn't be surprised if Arc did. Sorry, I haven't seen Arc yet. Yeah, Rube surprisingly didn't. He kinda. But yeah, even though it's expected, I'm still not used to it. Like, I know it's going to be very common in this franchise. Still not used to it. And I totally understand why. It's because you want to get newcomers who haven't watched the actual show to also watch the movie, i.e., the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah. So I understand why you're doing it. I mean, you definitely handled it a lot better than Bionicle the movie did, and that's saying something because I actually liked Bionicle the movie.
Oh yeah, Mask of Light.
Yeah, classic. You know what's funny is how the voice actors of Takua and Jala were originally cast as each other's character, but then midway through recording they switched roles. And then they went with the recordings of like after they switched.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Takua's actor was originally cast to play Jala, while Jala's voice actor was originally cast to play Takua. But then they switched places, and the rest is history. You can watch it. You can watch it in the making of featurette on the DVD, which I've watched actually quite a number of times. And yes, they even explain why they used the Bionicle logo in so many places in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Franchising.
Baseball's a flamethrower. The kids love this one.
Yeah. Bionicle lunchbox. Bionicle Rubik's Cube. Bionicle hairpin. Bionicle toilet paper. Yeah, see, like you're gonna see, like, if Makuta wants your protodermis, well then there's a way you could give it to him by wiping with it. Okay. yeah, like a Makuta toilet paper. You know what's funny is that I remember one time I saw images of a product where it's like Hannah Montana toilet paper. I'm like, whoever made this was probably not thinking things through.
Well, would you be surprised if I told you that there's Super Sentai and Kamen Rider toilet paper?
Jeez. See, like, I never had, product toilet paper. I just, like, even as a kid, I had, like, what's it called? I just had white toilet paper. It's like, don't get me wrong, I had Power Rangers Tidy Whities when I was a little kid, but I never had Power Rangers toilet paper. I had Power Rangers bubble kit, like where you have like a bottle and like you unroll it, and then like there's that bubble ring thing attached to the cap. It's like, but like it's just regular bubbles. You just slap a picture of the Power Rangers on the bottle and call it a day.
Yep.
But hey, franchising. But yeah, so where we are at, everyone's living a peaceful life, and we even have what's his name, Dr. Gourmand talking about, did I tell you about the original Ultraman? Only about 38 times, one for each episode. Yeah, but I didn't tell you about the fact that I turned him into a Pokemon. And I'm not even kidding, the Pokemon reference. Like, he straight up said, I put him inside a capsule.
Yeah, his own beta capsule.
Yep. Surely this is not Chekhov's gun. But we find out that there's a pyramid in the jungle. Wait, this feels very familiar. Where a scientist obsessed with lipstick and dolphins, wait, this is really familiar, where have I heard this before, is trying to examine an ancient civilization where there's a giant stone statue of a giant. No, seriously, I think it's at the tip of my tongue. I've definitely seen this before. And then a rival archaeologist who's like, oh yeah, I have a TV show with all of these Japanese women that look suspiciously Singaporean. Yeah, and I'm going to steal this talisman from this giant snake. I'm like, wait a minute, do we just switch to a different TV series? I swear, I feel like this is something straight out of a Hong Kong cartoon. And then my dark hand will be able to be super famous. Oh, this is Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yes.
Yeah, Snake Eye.
Yeah, but no, we're just basically doing Tiga again. We've even got Reina, not as
Yeah,
Reina.
yeah, and not the dye Rana. We got like full like sugar content Rana, who aged very well and looks good in glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and yes, there is a potential kaiju attack that's gonna happen anytime now. So they definitely have to be investigating. I swear that archaeologist, he looks familiar. The male archaeologist. It's
Yeah.
definitely
I
not
would
Daigo because he's in Johnny's closet, but
Well, he looks nothing like Daigo either, so
yeah. So yeah, so it's like come guys. I found the ancient tomb of Johnny's closet. And then like Rena and then not Rena's like, "Wait, you're not supposed to disturb the tomb of Johnny's closet." The
so
evil.
Johnny's is a kaiju. It all makes sense.
Yes. Yes, it would unleash four evil spirit kids.
Wrong show.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, and oh yeah, and also Rena actually has a son, which she actually takes care of, unlike someone else from Tiga.
Iruma.
Yeah, maybe not Rena is gonna talk about golf and bringing back the '70s.
I will never understand 4Kids' decision to make Iruma an idiot.
I'll never understand their decision to make her hate the '70s so much. Like, contrary to what Brandon Fraser's character from Trust said, '73 was a fantastic year. Maybe not for the Getty family, but it's a fantastic year. We got Kiss, Aerosmith, AC/DC. What else came out in 1973 that was super special, awesome?
Godzilla versus Megalon.
Hey, works for me.
You know the movie to where Godzilla does a rider kick?
Nice. Nice.
Like, have you seen that scene to where Godzilla like is on the back of his tail and basically does an RX kick before RX?
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Also, 1973, if I'm not mistaken, is the year that John Lennon got his citizenship, which means that Nixon wasted his presidency trying to deport one dude.
Yeah. But yeah, taking out the Jasper Stone, as it's called, releases Zygorg, who sounds his roar to me honestly sounds like he's constantly laughing, like evilly laughing.
So basically, he sounds like the executives of 4Kids. To save the world from Japanimation.
So 4Kids and Johnny's, they're working together.
Exactly. It makes sense because you got the original generation and then you got the Tiga generation, and they're trying and the villains from both sides are trying to come together in order to destroy the Pepsi generation.
Pepsi Man.
Yeah. Like freaking. Oh man, so many crazy things happened in the '70s. No wonder Rumi wants it to not come back. But I know that she is just, and it ain't hip to be her. Yeah. So giant kaiju controlled by Johnny and dubbed by 4Kids is trying to destroy Japan. So naturally, Ultraman X shows up and he shouts, "Subs not done!"
Yes, I'm with X on this.
Yeah. And then it's like you will watch the official release, and then Ultraman X does a crunchy roll and then hits him in the knee.
Yep. Which interesting they said because X was on Crunchyroll back in the day officially.
Yeah. Officially, yeah. But back in the day, you'd watch Tiga illegally on Crunchyroll because Crunchyroll used to be a kaiju channel.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
How times have changed.
How times have changed. Now they've become the 4Kids. It's like you have awakened the wrath of Johnny's closet. Prepare to be unalived. Wait, unalived? I'm not allowed to use the K word.
Because of 4Kids.
Yeah. It's like, this is too violent. I'm gonna censor you.
I'm gonna send you to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, it's like, now eat this donut. It's jelly filled.
Yeah, so he manages to defeat X, and then his X divisor looks
It gets smeared in jelly.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks corroded, smeared in jelly, and it looks veiny.
Yeah. And then the Johnny monster goes back into its jelly hole.
Yes. Oh no, that red stuff, it's jelly from Jelly Donuts.
Yes. It's quick. We're gonna need some rice powder. Why? Because we have donuts to make. Yeah. Meanwhile, they fly back to Geo base, and it's like, this is your kid. Why, yes. He was born on September 14th, 2002, the same day that my not husband became a giant. Wait, what? Pretend you did not hear me say that. Yeah, and so when they get inside, we get an explanation. It's like, hey, so this is what's happening. But okay, well, what your explanation is kind of boring. Let's watch this guy with a bunch of Japanese women dressed up as Singaporean women ravel at a blue rock. Clearly, this has nothing to do with that evil wizard from the future that tries to frame Jade for destroying Section 13. Yeah, see, that's a season 5 reference. You made me do a season 5 reference, 4Kids.
Look what you made him do.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Not Rena says, if that indigo ore, because we're not going to use the word blue ore because we're 4Kids, ends up being destroyed, there's no way to stop Johnny Groudon.
Yes, aka Zygourd.
Yes. So we need to find a way to defeat 4Kids once and for all. Wait, what if we got Funimation to help us, but they're too busy dubbing One Piece for real this time? Meanwhile, Daigo Jr. Goes downstairs to the lab, where Best Girl introduces him to Gormon. How are you doing? That's how we say hello on my planet.
And I'll have you know, I'm considered very handsome on my planet.
Yes, just like Midoriya. And that is why I was crowned the most beautiful and fertile woman on my planet.
I'm gonna make you cry like a girl.
I am a girl.
Wait, what?
I am a woman. Yeah. So wait, Vegeta, we can have beautiful babies, and we will rule the galaxy as husband and wife. Props to Vegeta's brother. Like, he did better than Midoriya.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Of course, it doesn't explain why he looks like freaking Kappa. Yeah, I went there. Meanwhile, Kaiju are taking from all over the world. Oh my god. All over the world. Yes, all over the world. All over the world. All over the world. Even London Bridge. Yes, London Bridge. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady, what do we do? I'll tell you what we do. We need to get all of the Muschetti forces in order to destroy the kaiju, but we need help. So naturally, we get some MacGuffin items, including the cyber kaiju cards that we've collected in the previous season, in order to get some cyber kaiju.
Yep. Don't keep 4Kids away from them, otherwise they'll get rid of all the text on the cards.
Yes. And they will censor them. Yes. Yes. How dare they censor Gomura's boobies? I bet you didn't know he had any. You see, we had 4Kids. We don't want to take any unnecessary risks. So we're going to censor Gomura's design anyways. Yeah. Yeah, so they try to use their ultra guns and their bazookas and whatnot, and they can't seem to destroy Johnny Groudon. But of course the fighting causes all the artifacts to fall on the floor, including the Millennium Puzzle, which this guy inexplicably has. And of course, we get a comedic football scene involving the Indigo Orb, because we can't call it the Blue Orb. By the way, the Red Orb is actually called the Rose Orb in the 4Kids, in case you're wondering what the opposite of Indigo is.
Interesting.
Yeah. But hey, at least Tabitha's name is in fact Tabitha. So naturally, Maxie tries to get his Indigo Orb back, but not Ren is like, nope, this belongs in a museum. The castle, a doctor, the castle, the doctor, the castle. See if you remember that Jackie Chan reference. Meanwhile, Best Girl and Daigo Jr. try to fight off the monster on the Muschetti. I'm like, why are you being so irresponsible? Whatever happened to remain here? Of course, he's probably going to say, you didn't say please, but see how many shows I'm referencing that 4Kids either tried to or actually did ruin. Believe me, I have a WMAC reference right here, pinned here somewhere. Don't know where exactly, but it's pinned right here. Meanwhile, Best Girl actually puts on armor. She puts on the body armor. That is so cool. We finally
she does.
Here. Yes, and it looks cute with her lab coat underneath it. Yeah. And what's especially cool is that she uses the Muschetti's 3 forms, all 3 of them, which is pretty dope. So we cut to nighttime because, of course, an Ultraman movie needs to take place at night for its climax.
Just like some Godzilla movies.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Maxie is not as strong as he thinks he is because he cannot seem to save Not Rana.
He actually throws his back out.
Yeah, it's like your back is weaker than my lipstick. Why are you mentioning lipstick? I don't know. I have daddy issues. I don't know why though.
I don't know, but for some reason, and with Johnny 4Kids Groudon in the background, I feel compelled to say that.
Yes. Yeah. So we get all 3 Muschettis involved, and what's really cool is that because our boy Daigo Jr. feels emotionally charged to protect his mom, one of the random trinkets, which is definitely not a hammer, is revealed to be
the Spark Lens,
which allows him to magical girl himself into Ultraman Tiga. And then, of course, Johnny's really upset. It's like, I thought you were censored and put away. It's like,
wouldn't he be a magical boy? Because one of the recent seasons of Pretty Cure actually had a male Pretty Cure.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe I should check it out.
Yeah, it's called Hirogaru Sky Pretty Cure. Me and my buddy Riley watched it together.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, so it's like, you foolish fool! Don't you realize that there are loopholes to your legal contracts, 4Kids? Now, I'm gonna use the power of the blue or just summon Ultra Kyogre.
But no, it in fact summons the original Ultraman.
Somehow.
Yeah,
Somehow the orb mega evolves into a OG Ultraman.
which coincidentally we'll be talking about next week.
Yep. Yeah, perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. And I have to say, seeing the original in 2015, 2016 graphics, that's a very interesting experience because you get to bask in its genericness.
Well, to be fair, it was the original Ultraman.
It was the original.
And it was from the mid-'60s.
Yes. But it's like, when you see it right next to, like, X and Tiga, it's like, wow. Wow, they really were on a budget back in the 60s, weren't they? But good thing they made the suit look more muscular to compensate. Kind of like Ichigo powered suit.
Yes. Hulk Ichigo.
Hulk Ichigo, yeah. Which we will discuss in a few months. Yeah, about 5 to be more exact.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope nobody's in a hurry for that.
Yeah, no. In case anyone's wondering, because I know people are going to ask, if we're doing Ichigo and Ultraman Classic, are we going to do the crossover? I say maybe, but definitely after we finish both shows. So you're going to be waiting a while. And yes, it has to be at a time when both Jake and Steve are both available so that I can get both representatives duking it out for my entertainment. I'm not for kids.
I hope you're not for kids, because I've got some things to say about what you did to Yu-Gi-Oh!
And if you were for kids, I got some stuff to say to you about what you did to WMAC Masters.
Well, I'm not, because I watch subs. I watch subs.
Oh, I love that one video where it's like dubs over subs. Wait, no, you have to read from right to left. Subs over dubs. Whoever did this wasn't in the dub gang or the sub gang. They were in the manga gang the whole time. Yeah, so naturally, yeah, we do try to use like Cyber Beast powers and whatnot, but it's not enough because we got like freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kaiju to fight.
Yeah, because somehow Zygorg makes 5 Tsurugi Demagas.
Yeah,
but before we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, he also made Gorg versions of Antlar and Golza.
Yep.
Which were both from the original Antiga.
Yeah. And one thing I do appreciate is that we do see Tiga use power, speed.
Yes, he uses all 3 of his forms. And I like the updated effects when he transforms into his different forms.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. It's like they really stand out because the way they just like flash through them, it just does not hit as well as when Kuga does it. But also they introduce all 3 forms in the first episode, so what do you really expect? It's like you kind of want to have the gravitas of like really showcasing each form, instead of just, let's just wait a whole episode to give it a focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also I love the way they accentuate the coloring because real talk, even back then, like the red and the violet, they were very muted. But here it's like the red and violet are actually very vibrant. They stand out more. Yeah. So they're fighting off. These kaiju, and who shows up to help out fight the other global kaiju? Why, it's Max, Zero, Nexus, Ginga, and Victory. All 5 Ultraman from the past season.
Yes, they're back to help with this global threat with like different parts of the world. You know, Shanghai, Cairo, Sweden,
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah, we're so used to it happening in New York that it's hard to believe that it's happening in Dallas.
Yeah. Hey guys, G-Fest is in Chicago, not Dallas.
Yeah. It's like, yes, now we have all the Ultramen working together to fight 4Kids. No, you need to subscribe to 4Kids TV on YouTube. Yeah, it's like, no, we're gonna watch it on DVD through Shout Factory and Mill Creek.
Yes, which I actually have over there.
And I have over there.
Yes, and I also have 5Ds in Japanese over there.
Which doesn't have overdrive.
No, instead we've got Masaki Endo.
Yeah. So like we get 2 new cards. The OG Ultraman and the Tiga cards, which thankfully Batgirl sends to X through the Muschetti's like transfer system, and of course he uses both of them at the same time by summoning 2 items that vaguely resemble the Spark Lance and whatever Ultraman Classics
Beta capsule
was, and he combines them into a sword. I'm like, wait, so you're telling me you could combine everyone's morphers into a weapon? So now I'm like looking over there at my Ichibanto, my Gobble Revolver, my Seiza Blaster, and my Wolzard phone. I'm like, so would those combine into an even bigger weapon? I'm fantasizing it right now, and I'm like, yo, that would be pretty lit. It's gonna look stupid, but it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, so he combines them both together to make the Beta Spark. Yeah. And he gets the Beta Spark armor while he's in his Exceed X form.
Yeah, finally, they actually listened to my criticism. Even though this movie came out like almost a decade before I actually made the critique, but at least they retroactively listened.
See, they did do it.
Yeah, I just wish they did it in the actual finale. Yeah, but man, it's so cool to see these kaiju in all these different global locations and seeing all these Ultraman fight each other. Yes, even seeing Victory in Dallas, I'm like, geez, Victory would be the one in Dallas, wouldn't he? Yeah, I know there's a joke in there somewhere. I just can't get around to figuring out what it is. But yes, so they use polymerization to summon X, the Fierce Ultra, in attack mode. Now
you go Shogun.
Now I will launch my Ultra along the catapult Muschetti to knock your kaiju off his orbit, causing its spark to land completely on top of your kaiju.
It was season 1 logic.
Yeah. Did I mention being in a cityscape at night gives me a field power bonus of 500 attack points? Plus, I activate Shonen, a Bond of Friendship, which gives him an additional 1,000 attack points.
And with that, he basically fights off Zygorg. Oh yeah, Tiga and the original, they fight off Fire Golza and Antlar, which is interesting because they basically switched opponents because Antlar was from the original Ultraman, Golza was from Tiga, but Tiga is taking on Antlar and Ultraman is taking on Golza.
Yeah.
You think it'd be the other way around, but okay.
It's fan service.
Yeah.
See, one thing I would love to change in Power Rangers Once and Always is have like an additional scene where what's it called? Where Billy and Zach are fighting off monsters, and then you get like a scene, and then you have Kat in her turbo suit team up with Zach while Rocky shows up to help out Billy in his Zeo suit.
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
especially since I love the turbo suit, so I would have loved to see that.
But more importantly, because like, yeah, we got to see Zach and Rocky team up at the juice bar, but we never see like Zach and Kat together by themselves. Meanwhile, so that would be a good excuse to make that happen. Plus, we would get the acknowledgement that yeah, Rocky and Billy were both Blue Rangers at some point. So we have two Blue Rangers together. And then afterwards, they would reconvene. It's like, oh, I made proxy power coins, so you could go back to being Mighty Morphin Pink and Mighty Morphin Red.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then play through the way it always has. I just wanted to add that one additional scene just to get that acknowledgement that, yeah, some Rangers had more than one suit. Especially Pink Turbo and Blue Zeo. I mean, yeah, we could have won with Pink Zeo, but I think the Pink Turbo would have been more poignant because it's like, yeah, Cal was there for that long. Plus, for the people who just started watching during the Neo Saban era, who recognize her more for Dimensions in Danger, where she actually was Pink Turbo, it's like, oh yeah, it's a Pink Turbo Ranger from Dimensions in Danger.
Yeah.
In case they forgot that she was also Mighty Morphin and Zeo.
I actually would have liked that because considering I've seen the Turbo movie so many times, in my mind, the first Turbo cast are the Turbo Rangers to me. Nothing against the second cast. I do like TJ and the gang, but because, obviously since I've seen the Turbo movie so many times, just in my mind, that's how I think of them. So I liked it when Kat, as much as I didn't like Ninja Steel, I did like seeing Kat as Pink Turbo again.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I think Turbo, I actually do think about the second half cast more than the first half. I mean, don't get me wrong, Johnny's my homeboy, and so is Blake. But the thing is, it's like I feel like even though I've been watching Power Rangers since '95, I still feel like I had more exposure to the second half Turbo cast more as Turbo Rangers more than the first half cast as Turbo Rangers. It's like, yeah, it's like you got the reruns here and there, but I feel like I had more exposure to the second half episodes than the first half episodes, especially since every weekday they would play Turbo, except on Fridays where they would debut a new episode of In Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I will definitely say this. I've watched the Pizza Mike episode way more times than I saw the Toon Hawken episode.
Yes, the infamous pizza episode.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite episodes of Car Ranger.
Yeah. Doesn't matter which version it is, it'll always be the best one. Yeah, and of course we get the two Ultras teaming up and like doing a finishing move to finally defeat the monster once and for all. Take that, Johnny. Now we will be able.
Kids.
Yeah, now that Johnny Groudon has been put to rest. Now we can save Daigo wherever he may be. But what they don't realize is by destroying 4 kids, they destroyed everything that they had control over. Which means, sadly, we will never be able to save Daigo from Johnny's closet or renew WMAC Masters for a 3rd season. Mm-hmm. But it's okay, as Zero reassures him, because while you may not have your favorite 4 Kids show anymore, you will always have the original subs.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't watch Fighting Foodons. I won't stop throwing shade at fighting Foodons. It's like, I will glaze the heck out of Kirby, Ninja Turtles, Sailor Moon, Power Rangers, VR Troopers, Samurai Cyber Squad, but not fighting Foodons.
And then Jago Jr. returns from being Tiga, and then X separates from Daichi to say, oh, I still have a mission to do. And then he just kind of goes off. And then I don't know how much time has passed, but apparently he comes back.
Yep. It's like, oh yeah, there's a monster that's there's a monster that's hurtling towards Earth. So yeah, I need to come back.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you could have cut out that scene and nothing would have changed.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole him leaving sort of thing, because he comes back a few minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah. They could have at least aged up some of the characters to show that, a decent amount of time did pass. Or they could have pulled the Digimon Tamers where it's like they keep it like somewhat ambiguous, where like, oh, some time has passed, and then Takada goes back to that caged area from the first arc because he was feeling nostalgic, and then he looks into that little cavern. It's like, Guilmon, Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Yeah, no trailer for Frontiers because Frontiers will be moved to UPN. Yeah, man, Digimon on UPN was such a weird experience because, especially since there would be times when, much like in the original the Fox Kids, where like, oh, sometimes we're gonna air a new episode every day for 5 days, while other times we're gonna air a new episode once a week on a weekend. Yeah, so that was a thing. And that made watching Frontier very difficult because we had to go to school in the morning when Digimon Frontier would air.
Yeah.
It's like back when you would do new episodes on Sunday mornings, because again, UPN, they do a Sunday block. Like that would have been like you could keep up with the Cardassians, playing that game that almost killed Picard, but like when they would do the whole, oh, we're gonna air a new episode on weekdays thing, like Power Rangers did back in the 90s, it's like, good luck keeping up. It's like, why are they inside the giant thing with all those spheres and eyeballs? Because you missed an episode on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to go to school early on that particular day.
Mm.
I wish they at least did afternoons like Fox Kids used to do. But then again, UPN and Fox are not the same.
No, they are not.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the movie.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was interesting to see all the previous Ultraman come back that were throughout the season of X.
Yeah, and it's cool to see a place in the U.S. for the movie to take place that's not New York, because they always go for New York.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the movie?
It was pretty good. Like I said, it was cool to see, Nexus, Max, Zero, Ginga, and Victory again. And of course, it was also cool. Tiga's my favorite Ultraman, so it was cool to see him, even though it wasn't Daigo. Oh, and of course, it was nice to see Reina's actress, not as Reina, but as a different character.
Yeah, just like that robot chicken skin. I heard that William Shatner will cameo in Star Trek Enterprise and not as James T. Kirk. You bastard! You bastard!
Yeah. Like it was also cool to see Golza again. We don't get to see him very often.
Yeah.
And in a new form this time. So it was a fun movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. Like it wasn't perfect, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
I would also have to give it an 8 just because it was more fan service than anything else. Like, as a whole, the movie wasn't very necessary. It didn't add anything new to any of the characters. Like freaking, like, again, Final Odyssey, like, props to it. It's like, you got characters affirming their relationships with one another, and Rube, they had characters actually contemplating what they are going to do next. Especially Katsumi, like he's like, okay, my brother's off to college, my sister's doing whatever. Me, like, what am I gonna do? I used to have dreams of being a baseball player, but those aren't my dreams anymore. You know, it's like wanting lipstick as a kid, but then all of a sudden thinking more about that special someone. Yeah,
But that wasn't in this movie.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like, and again, it's a shame that Johnny's Closet is a thing, but I'm glad that the people who made this movie found a workaround. But the question is, will they follow through in the future? Well, I suppose we've got 7 more seasons of Ultraman between then and Blazar to find out.
Yeah.
So there's that. So 8 out of 10 for me. While I do like the spark armor, it's like I wish they used it in the actual finale or something similar to that in the real finale. Definitely the Exceed form undersuit. Like, they should have used that when he used the quintuple kaiju.
The hybrid armor.
Yeah. But I'll say this, though. At least conceptually, it was better than the solar and lunar armors used by Arc.
Yeah.
It's like the solar lunar armors, they had nice molding, but it's like, y'all are out of left field. And you guys are pretty much ripping off both X and Tita.
Yeah. Reusing some concepts.
Yeah, a lot of concepts. I feel like the only thing, if there was one thing more than anything else that X was good at, is showing how subpar Arc was. And I don't want Arc to be subpar because I like the idea of imagination, rainbows, mirrors, the Panku box from Jackie Chan Adventures.
So we've got Kamen Rider Ryuki, Tokuger, and Jackie Chan Adventures mixed with Ultraman X to make Ultraman Arc.
Yes. Yes. All that's left is for 4Kids to dub it, and then seal away the main character to the Johnny realm.
No, not again.
I'll be back in about 500 seasons. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the season as a whole. What are your thoughts on the entire season in its entirety? 22 episodes plus the movie.
Yeah. Well, it was short but sweet. Mm-hmm. I love the aesthetics. I love X's design. I love the armors that he had that were based on different kaiju. And I liked the select Ultraman that they brought back. I thought Nexus was a great series. I mean, who doesn't think Nexus is a good series? And it was interesting to see that. Plus, Zero was pretty popular at the time, so no brainer why he would come back. Also, Ginga was X's immediate predecessor, and then Max is an interesting choice because we haven't really seen him in a long time. Okay, he was in the Ultra Galaxy Legends movie, but not for very long.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely had good kaiju designs, like the original kaiju designs, not like
returning ones.
Not just like the returning Showa kaiju. Cyber Gomora's design is definitely awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I think it's in my top 10 Ultraman series. I give it a 9.5 out of 10, and as a whole for the series, I definitely recommend it. Like, you don't need to see Ginga to get what's going on, but I suppose like if you want to know more about the Spark Dolls, because that carries over from Ginga. But like if you're a newcomer,
Dawn Brothers.
yeah, basically a la Dawn Brothers.
Yeah.
So if you're new to Ultraman, I definitely recommend this series. It's not too long, and it's got a lot of cool aesthetics, and you might be curious about the previous Ultraman that came back for this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I definitely like the Cyber Kaiju designs, and I would love to see more of them. Like Ella King. Like, I love his armor design with like the head and the arm, but like I would also love to see what he looks like in his like proper kaiju form, like Cyber Kaiju form. Like how Cyber Gomora had his own like cyber full kaiju form. Yeah, like honestly, I do like the actual like appendicular parts of the various armors. My only complaint is that the chest piece just looked way too generic for them. I wish they did more of them. Like if they did something more akin to Kamen Rider Gaim, which was this Kamen Rider around that time period. I like it more like sleek, more unique. Not just like a giant bulky vest with a giant X on it. And it's like you want to see something bulky and ridiculous looking. Look at Ant Capone with a giant freaking vest that says Chicago on it. Yeah, like that.
Wait, is Ann Capone gonna show up to G-Fest?
I hope not.
But they do have some Kamen Rider stuff at G-Fest.
I mean, like, I'd rather have Ann Capone than a certain Austrian asteroida.
True.
Yeah. Thankfully, G-Fest will likely not have the Austrian asteroida. Instead, it will have the Chicago insect. Yeah, but yeah, I do like some of the new, unique kaiju designs in this season, especially Gunadillo. Gunadillo looked pretty cool. Yeah, and yes, I'm calling him Gunadillo, just like how in Arc we had Dreamadillo. I also found it interesting that there's like different classes for the kaiju based on whether they're ground, plant, insect, metal, alien, and I would have liked to see a cyber kaiju of every category, kind of like how in Mega Man Battle Network 5 you have like 12 chip categories, and across both versions of the two games you have a unique double soul for each of those categories. So you have Kernel for item element, you got Proto Man for sword, you got Tomahawk Man for wood, Napalm Man for fire, Gyro Man for wind, Shadow Man for invisible. Kind of like, I wish they did something like that, but for the cyber kaiju, where like it's not just 5 random kaiju, we have one for like all 10 categories.
Yeah,
maybe if the series was a little bit longer, like maybe we would have been able to get the other 5 categories and then like do a different set of a different hybrid set, like based on the other 5 kaiju, and then make a final hybrid where it's like all 10 of them combined.
Maybe.
But it's 22 episodes, so what can I do? What can you do? And on top of that, he also has the Exceed armor, which honestly was really well designed, but sitting next to what's his name? Ginga's final form. It's like which one's which again? I think the one with the X is X, and the one with the giant blue collar is Ginga. Oh, okay. What about the one with the giant V on his head? Oh, that's Victory. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so now on to the characters. Okay, so let's start with the science department. We got three characters from the science department, including Dr. Gorman. What are your thoughts on them?
They were amusing. Gorman, like I said, he was amusing. He was pretty funny. He was, he figured out early on that Daichi was X.
Yeah.
So, and then you got what you say is best girl.
Yeah. She is the best girl because she's the one who successfully makes the tech.
Yeah.
And I love her personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I love that she actually makes the technology and she has this whole cute thing going on, especially with Zero.
Yeah.
It's good to see that rapport show up again in this movie.
Yeah.
If anything, I would love to see her more actively involved in the plot in more episodes because I feel like she's severely underutilized compared to like some of the other characters that honestly I feel like we see too much of. Speaking of which, the tactical team, not counting Asuna.
Not counting Asuna. They were fine, I guess. Like, we didn't really get much characterization for them. I mean, other than like two of them having a love triangle with that one chick that was one of their childhood friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, I feel like it's definitely a wasted character because it's like I think one of the biggest flaws with this season is the fact that you have too many cast members. I'm not hating on any of them individually, but the thing is, a bigger cast means less focus on each member. That's actually why Jackie Chan refused to do any of the Expandables movies, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's like the cast is too big. It's like I'd be more okay with collaborating with all of these action heroes if there was just less of them in a movie. And like when you look at the I've only seen the first one, but when you look at the trailer for the third one, it's like that list is freaking long.
Yeah. Or like another example is Q Ranger. Like some characters didn't get any development, like Garu, for example.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
He was a good boy. I love Garu.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I like Garu. His suit design is one of my favorite Blue Ranger designs, but he doesn't get any character development past the first episode.
Yeah, it's like beyond that, all we get is one episode where he becomes super intelligent because of the moon Kyutama. There was one time when he had to dress up in a kimono. And lastly, there's the one time when like he got jealous of Leo Minor, Voyager, because it's like, but Lucky, I thought I was your best friend. Silly boy, everyone's my best friend. I'm like, God damn it, Lucky. Like, I would be really upset if someone said that to me.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is that with Garu, I honestly thought that, okay, first episode establishes that Dark Matter committed mass genocide to his race. Like maybe have episodes to where he contemplates about that. He is like, I'm pretty much the last of my kind. Have episodes to where he's like really holding a grudge against Dark Matter because the stakes are higher for him.
Yeah,
but no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's like you can the moon Kyutama affects his personality adversely. It's like, oh yeah, no, it makes him smarter and he's walking upright. But the thing is, like, what if like he becomes too obsessed with like this new change in his neurology where it's like he's better off not using it, despite the benefits it comes with. Kind of like how, for example, in Crow Stairway to Heaven, there's a point where like the crow form takes over, and like it takes Eric longer and longer to like go back to being Eric, or Ursa's from Zashitniki, where he can progressively turn more and more into a bear, but the more bestial he transforms, the harder it is to turn back into a human, where he runs the risk of being permanently turned into a bear. Granted, it's a bear with a minigun attached to his back, but yeah, he won't be able to turn back into a human if he goes full Ursus.
Yeah.
Yeah, like have something like that, but again, that's my issue. It's like, yeah, even if you had like a love triangle thing, you could have had one of the communications officers have a rivalry with that one dude in the laboratory. Yeah. Kind of like how when Yasumi started dating what's his name's sister, Shinjo's sister.
Yeah,
and Shinjo for some reason got jealous. I'm like, bro, that's your sister. Yeah. And which brings me to the communication staff. You literally don't remember they even exist unless I bring it up, or you just watch the theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like compared to Tiga, which had 7 cast members, and even then, the vice commander was ineffectual beyond doing the narration in the 4Kids dub.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that at least in Tiga, each of the Guts characters got at least a couple episodes of focus based on them.
Except him, he only had 1.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but with that in mind, it's like you had a smaller cast, 7 characters, so you got to give more focus to all of them, all things considered. But here it's like you have effectively double of that, and it's like the individual actors. It's like, yeah, the actors are fine on their own, working off each other, sure. But in terms of getting focus and development, it's like you're spreading the cast thin. And also, going back to Kyuranger, we're talking 49 episodes with a cast of 12. Here we have a cast of approximately the same size, but with only 22 episodes in a movie.
Yeah.
So proportionally, you're spreading yourself even more thin. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so the command, we got Tachibana and the commander. So your thoughts on them?
Well, it was interesting how Tachibana became Nexus for one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's fine, the commander, or Kamiki, he's pretty cool, like, I mean, he should have went to his daughter's wedding, which, he wanted to, but he put his job above that, which I understand. But still, it's like, it's kind of a situation of like, what do you do in this situation?
Yeah, the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little girl blue and the man in the moon.
Mm-hmm.
When are you coming home, Dad? I don't know when, but I have a kaiju to fight. Yeah. I'm not an Ultraman. As opposed to Tachibana. I'll say this. Like, if I could, hold on. I'm bringing it back. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's somewhere up there. There we go. Okay. We got this. Here we go. Oh, yeah. It's back. Yes, we're bringing it back. Okay. Tachibana was a fantastic character. But if I could change one thing about her, I would have more hints here and there that would suggest that she might know more about Ultras than she lets on. Sort of like when you watch the season for the first time, you find out that she was Nexus. You kind of go back and watch and like find the subtle hints.
Yeah.
I want to insert those hints in there so that just to add some rewatchability to it. It's like, well, why am I suspicious she knows more about Ultraman than she lets on? And then boom, it's revealed that she was one the whole time.
Yeah.
But heck, like you could even say like you could even have scenes where she's like, oh, I wish there's more I could do in this situation, and then it's like, and then it'll cut away. So it's like maybe she can turn into an Ultraman, but she doesn't know how. Like she doesn't unlock that very specific emotion needed to trigger the transformation until that specific episode. But then after that episode, I would have liked for her to stay as Nexus for a while. Like, heck, you could have Nexus leave her like at the end of the season, but have Nexus stay for the remaining 2 or 3 episodes to establish, hey, you're not fighting this alone.
Yeah, they could have done that. That would have been an interesting idea.
Yeah. So now we're cutting it real close. Daichi, sorry, not Daichi. Asuna, thoughts?
She's fine. I don't really know what to say. I mean, she obviously cares about Daichi.
Yeah. I'll say this. I like that she actually has a little bit more personality than Rena did. Not to throw shade at Rena, but yeah, she's given a little bit more personality. Yes, we replaced the lipstick with shoes, but girl sure can run in those shoes. And I love that they established, oh yeah, she's a really good hand-to-hand combatant. She defeated all the members of the reconnaissance team in on the mat, and of course she even in the documentary episode, she establishes it's like, hey, us women need to do our part too. Like the Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. And then you got Ultraman. Maybe it's like, I didn't do jack squat because I'm not in this season. Yeah, no, I wish Mabius was in this one too, but like, hey, it is what it is. 22 episodes. You only have enough budget for 5 Ultramen.
Mm-hmm.
But with that in mind, but yeah, no. The only thing missing is if she had a taste for red meat. I know how much you hate that season, but Re-Soldier, Asuna was the best character, and yes, part of that personality is her love of red meat. I love red meat. I love characters that also love red meat. But just add that to her, and she would have been perfect. But I'm glad that she's actually being more involved in the plot than even Rena is.
Yeah. Well, I don't hate Ryu-Soldier.
Yeah.
I just thought it was boring and forgettable and one of my least favorite seasons.
Yeah. And you enjoyed the American version even less, as you pointedly pointed out.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see. And that just leaves us our main character, Daichi. Well, technically 2 main characters, Daichi and X. So, final thoughts on them.
Well, at least Daichi has some character development. We know that his parents went missing when he was really young. So, that gives him more of a drive to, stop kaiju attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Daichi never did anything to annoy me or anything. So Daichi is okay he's fine in my book.
Mm-hmm.
And X is awesome. I love his design. He's an Ultraman. Of course, he cares about the well-being of others. He protects innocent lives. He protects people from kaiju. So, he's the hero.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely like X. X is one of my favorite Ultramen. As I've said, X as a series is one of my favorites. So naturally, X as a character is one of my favorite Ultras.
Yeah. I would say Daichi's a little bit bland for me, but not annoyingly bland where he's insufferable. Like,
Yeah, he's not insufferable in the slightest.
yeah, it's like Daigo is let's be honest, kind of bland, but Yuma is just insufferable. Like, cause like it's like he has no person. He has like he's not monotoned like Daigo is, but Yuma is sort of the opposite extreme where it's like, oh my god, I want to be friends with all the kaiju. Why? Why do you want to be friends with kaiju? Explain your reasoning. But like we get no character development beyond that. It's like, oh, like he can figure out that he's inside a creepypasta. Okay, cool, but what else is there?
Yeah. Yeah, as we've said before, art could have been better.
Yeah. Daichi, it's like, yeah, he wants to be friends with all the kaiju, but he has a reasoning behind it because he establishes that, Gomora is a raison d'etre passed down from his parents. And
Yeah.
yes, that also makes Gomora a memento mori. See, yes, my boy, I speak French. Yeah, see, I love, Sonic 3. It's a good movie.
You gotta live and learn.
Yeah. What's the speed of light divided by the speed of sound divided by the speed of the bus from the movie Speed? Yes, and finally, for all the marbles, a rare lung disease, pneumultra microscopic silicoconiosis. God damn it, Mike! Let me finish the question first. But yeah, I would say between the faults of Daigo and the faults of Yuma, Daichi's somewhere in the middle where it's like he's not the most boring, he's not the most insufferable, but he is somewhere on the spectrum of those two personalities. I definitely prefer Katsumi as a main character, and even more, I prefer Gento as a main character. Heck, I would love to have a series where it's just Teraraki and Hori, just the two of them together.
Because as we've established, Hori is love, Hori is life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as Daigo goes, I can't bring myself to dislike him. I mean, I know part of it is because he was a childhood hero for me, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be your hero. I'm just saying it's like,
oh, I know. I'm not saying that
he just doesn't go through character growth very much. From what I remember of watching the 52 episodes plus movie,
he gets some character development in the movie at least.
Yeah. It's like he has to learn, hey, maybe I should trust Tiga and not listen to the slander of this Ultra Stronza is like freaking making me think about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Any final thoughts before we go to the comments?
No, not really. I pretty much said everything I needed to.
Okay. Well, insert Mega Man Battle Network reference, insert 4Kids reference. We're done. And Ultraman X is officially in the books, so one less season to worry about. That puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons out of 34. Yay, we're 1/7 of the way there.
Yay.
Yeah, 2 of them will be easy because combined they're 23 episodes. I'm talking about Ginga and S. So yeah. It would be cool if Daigo Jr. would be the permanent new Tiga for future appearances. Maybe.
I guess.
I mean that kid is a little bit older, so I don't see why not. But contracts, I guess. Like,
maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. What other Ultra would you want to see in X? Mabius, I guess.
Gaia and Leo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird that OG is the only Showa Ultra that we see this season.
Yeah, I mean, Leo would be interesting because he fights with martial arts.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds fun. Yeah. But I'd say this. I hope we do Taro before we do Ginga, just because I know Taro's like a permanent cast member. I know he's a Spark Doll, but he's a permanent cast member of Ginga. So like I would love to like see more of his personality in the future. Just to like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys talking about the Australian seasons got me curious. Well, there's two of them.
Actually, there's only one of them.
But wasn't there a second one produced by in Australia?
Yes, there was one produced in Australia, Ultraman Great Series, aka Ultraman Towards the Future. No, wait. Yeah, Ultraman Towards the Future. That's the Australian season. The other English speaking season was Ultraman Powered season, which was an American season called Ultraman The Ultimate Hero.
Yeah, that's season 11, right? The one right before Tiga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and season 8 was the animated series.
Yes.
Okay, because those are the only 3 seasons I'm missing. So like I just want to make sure, I know what's what.
Right.
All right. Okay, imagine if there were Kiwi seasons of Kamen Rider and they counted as legit seasons.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, and again, like the Ultraman Powered and Ultraman Great are like counted as official seasons, even though they're international. But so like I'm trying to imagine how Kamen Rider would do that. I mean, if they did, it would have had to have been in the 90s while it was on hiatus. But
yeah, kind of like how Ultraman was.
Yeah, I figured that that the 2 international seasons were during the hiatus because you got these 7-8 seasons. I kind of feel like they're from the 60s and 70s, and then we jumped to Tiga all the way in 97. What's going on there?
Yeah.
So it's crazy finding out that, hey, Super Sentai has the most number of seasons, even though it's the latest comer of the 3.
Yeah, it's the youngest of the 3, but it has the most seasons.
And subsequently the most episodes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of interesting to think about because Kamen Rider and Ultraman, they came out 5 years apart, yet roughly have the same number of seasons. Roughly.
Yeah.
Well, Kamen Rider's on its 35th season. Ultraman just finished its 34th. So
yeah. That's interesting how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, can you imagine if you have Ultraman Gokai? But well, I know it's gonna be Omega, but like, imagine they do the same thing. So Ultra Key, Ultra Change, Ultraman Tia, Ultraman Dyna, Ultraman Gaia.
That's honestly what I thought Ginga was going to be at first when the toys first came out. But no, the only time he turns into a previous Ultraman is in a special to where he turns into Tiga. That's it.
Wow, Tiga specifically. That's crazy. Man, we gotta find that closet.
Mm-hmm.
And defeat 4 kids once and for all.
Don't you mean Johnny's?
Yes, Johnny's with their collaboration with 4 kids.
Yes, they need to be stopped.
Yeah, Johnny 4 kids. Johnny is not 4 kids because he works with 4 kids. All right. I think we had enough fun about Johnny, but this won't be the last time we make fun of Johnny. Join us next week where we go back to. Wait, hold on. I gotta do this the right way. Okay. Digimon. Go back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, we will be discussing Ultraman Classic, the second season of Ultraman.
Indeed.
Because Ultra Q was the original season. I don't know why Ultraman didn't show up until later, or why Ultra Q counts, but it's very confusing when you compare it to Kamen Rider, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. And yeah, there's only 38 episodes, so this will be surprisingly short.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it in time for Ultraman Omega to come out.
Yeah, I mean, aren't you glad we're not doing freaking
Cosmos?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're doing the original Kamen Rider, and that's even longer than Cosmos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like One Piece has 1,100 episodes. Kamen Rider has 98. But to be fair, Wano has almost 200 episodes. Wano by itself, 200 episodes. I'm like, damn. I stopped at the end of freaking what's it called? Dressrosa. I still have Zoe and Whole Cake to go through before I hit Wano. I'm not looking forward to this. And I know Netflix won't release all 200 episodes right away. I'm not looking forward to that, fam. I'm not looking forward to that. But hey, at least I don't have to sit through Jungle P playing in the background while the correct theme song is showing visually. It really throws you off, man. It's like you got the song Jungle P, but you have the clips from We Are. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But instead, it's like it doesn't synchronize quite well. But yes, we're doing the classics. So please be sure to comment, like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. We are doing Ultraman Classic starting next week on Mondays. Kamen Rider Gov on Wednesdays. Number 1 Sentai Go Juju, which is quite Bakuage, despite it not being Boom Boom. And then finally on Sundays, watch us as we go through the original Kamen Rider, not Saban's Mask Rider. I'm talking about 1971 Kamen Rider. So we're doing both of the originals on consecutive days. And yes, 98 episodes, which means it's going to take us 20 weeks to do everything. We already got the first week done. Well, check out our review of episodes 1 through 7. It's already up on YouTube and Facebook and on my Twitch, because we are actually going to Twitch stream some of these reviews on my personal Twitch. Speaking of which, also be sure to check out our PMC interviews. We recently uploaded Rory D. Travis and Kelton Henderson. So be sure to check those out as well. Be sure to share them with your friends, because you love Devin from Beast Morphers, and you love Boom from SPD. You love Mick from Ninja Steel and Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. I know what you're thinking, but you still love Mick. And of course, like a bunch of other characters that Kelson played. So, definitely check that out. And also our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do various movie reviews. And if you want to follow our personal content,
you can find me at youtube.com/AxelRanger.
where he does toy reviews. And you can find me on Instagram, Boken_Kabuto, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto, where you can also watch Rider Time Archive and starting next week, UltraQuest podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, update your mercy kids, hug your loved ones, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Ultra.
Omni.